In the last class, we have discussed the variation of acceleration due to gravity, and acceleration due to gravity will be defined as the rate of speeding up towards the surface of the earth. If any object is falling towards the surface of the earth, the speed increases. Ang speed to kaya namin increase the way we call it as acceleration due to gravity. And your acceleration due to gravity on the surface of the earth will be dependent only on the mass of the planet. Planet की mass का depend तभी, mass का size of the planet का depend तभी, and your acceleration due to gravity doesn't depend upon the mass of the falling object. इसी की mass का depend होगा. Do the acceleration due to gravity depends upon the mass of the falling object? No, it depends only upon the mass of our planet Earth and the radius. Radius means the size. Size को mass का तो depend तो हुई को. तो ना on the surface of the Earth, Earth की surface था बसे ना ना मुझे खरा ताबरे तुम audible हो बरा हुई को. इसलिए मुझे करीबुंगा if you are to find out the acceleration due to gravity on the surface of the earth, then g can be small g. Acceleration due to gravity on the surface will be equal to gravitational constant capital G multiplied with mass of the planet divided by r square. Similarly, on the surface similar, and after putting the value g constant, mass of the earth is also constant, radius of the earth से क्या माने? Yesterday I had told you that the radius of our earth will be equal to 6,400 kilometers. Sigma na ni na height pra. Yare ko. Ay kitang le jage. Sound je. Ang tang video. Yare. Understand the mga peko. Ali here after putting all the value, we will be getting our answer to be 9.8 meter per second square. This was our relation number 1. This is the main relation of our acceleration due to gravity. Acceleration due to gravity will be equal to or will be dependent only on two factors. Factor in the depend with number 1 it depends upon the mass of the planet and the size of the planet. Okay, yaratra yariko. And next second, what are the variation of acceleration due to gravity? Acceleration due to gravity will not remain constant. Mass constant in Leroy, its value will be decreases. Mass value will decreases. By some factors. We have discussed 2 or 3 or 4 factors. Now let us discuss the individual factors. What are the factors that changes our acceleration due to gravity? Acceleration due to gravity is affected by height change the meva. On the surface it will be g. If we consider or if we take the object at a height is above the surface of the earth, above the ice from the what will be the decrease in your acceleration due to gravity? The decrease in your acceleration due to gravity will have this expression capital G divided by r square, where small r will be expressed as capital R plus h, radius of the earth plus the height above the surface. Above the surface to be height is logra. Epsilon, you put the value. This is the general formula. This can be applicable for 1 kilometer above the surface of the earth, 1000 kilometer above the surface of the earth, or 1 mile, 1 light year above the surface of the earth. It doesn't matter. General formula is here. And there will be one specific formula that is deduced from this general expression, and this will be valid only up to 320 kilometers above the surface of the earth, or this will be nearly 5% of earth. So now when we consider the height above the surface of the earth just below 320 kilometers below that, consider our acceleration due to gravity will be decreased by this expression g equal to 1 minus 2h divided by r, provided that this h must be less than 320. Do you understand the concept here? Now, due to depth, if we go above the surface of the earth, acceleration due to gravity decreases from this formula, because g minus something, some factor is being subtracted from from the acceleration due to gravity on the surface. Surface the like g level minus the value will be reduced. Man, reduce to reduce to next number be the due to depth. Due to depth, there will be decrease in the acceleration due to gravity, and the expression will be given by g1 minus d by r, where d is the depth just beneath the surface of the earth. And for this variation of acceleration due to gravity due to depth will have only one expression, whereas due to height we will have two expressions. One will be general expression and another will be limited formula, which will be valid only up to 320 km. Hangani ko depth ki oitaragadi we will have only one single formula for the variation of acceleration due to gravity due to depth smile. Now if we have to find out the acceleration due to gravity at the core the lokutaragadi ke lani, your d will be depth will be exactly equal to the radius. Depth to the radius to managandra. If we consider the depth equal to radius, this will be r can cancel out. It will be 1 minus 1 0 tarekna. So acceleration due to gravity at the core will be equal to 0. That means this will be well-test condition. C condition at the core at the core of our earth, your effective acceleration due to gravity will be 0. That means it will be well-test condition. I suppose example of modern day we are living in the 21st century. Suppose example in Laurasi, this is Sweden in Laurasi, Sweden Laura, England Laura, Northern Hemisphere, what Pole of the Australia in Laurasi, this is Australia. Other the Spanish race, it will be very long distance. Long distance oil adubu nangi science fiction movie da kamai happy sigi one country dagi underground da tunnel ama pullaga Australia da power pe aranta. Do we have theoretical possibility of going from Sweden to Australia through underground tunnels dia abra si sphere natro se si sphere oitardi top of the football below the spina when insert the way the bro jaitna pwede sida nangi stick am lay rekhala stick se nang si football am lay rekhala si football si top to batam the spina insert over thambe abra yai ko adu itadi theoretically it is possible to have possible to have a direct shortcut underground route from Sweden to Australia Sana powder India, Yaiko say, RC spherical seminar, Yaman Toyaba, Adu in practicality, Karigino, then a side block, you will be floating in the port. Go to the port of Rani, you cannot go past your penalty past on the way. Yandabrai had said, understood the way at these ports our acceleration due to gravity becomes 0. I mean now you will be floating. Then float later you cannot move upward or you cannot go below. This is not possible, practically possible idea. Understood the way? We have to devise or we have to manufacture a specialized machine electromagnetic that is higher that is not relevant to our topics relevant you have to simply remember that acceleration due to gravity at the core will be equal to 0 where less condition just tell me what will be the answer for your question number Question number 21. Question number 21 आंसर क्या आता है ग्रेस 0 तारीख को Question number 21 is the man hard is है if the acceleration due to gravity at the surface of the earth is taken to be 10 meters per second square then what will be the acceleration due to gravity at the center of the earth that is inside the core radical ani 0 tadi natra rs khane ko answer finish answer will be 0 at the center of the earth our effective acceleration due to gravity will be 0, and we will have, or we will experience weightless condition experience. That's all. Correct? Now, due to the shape our art is not a perfect sphere. It is obliterated sphere. And just like egg kita matun ni sina top ka bottom sina flatten oirali ko aduga kenoki sigi left ka right sina khara elongated oibra obliterated haibe adi koi egg sigi shape se kedogi top ka bottom ka se khara compressed obra perfect sphere oidi football oidi ne ba adu football makti oidi ba kari oirali se nan ki north pole ka south pole ka se it will be a bit nan ki just like egg ka ba khara compressed ogani aduga nan ki Eastern hemisphere ka western hemisphere ka se it will be elongated from this diagram we know that the radius along the equatorial plane will be more than that of the polar radius direct sphere amo itar di rp ka re ka si manabang kontra understand to ungami if we consider the shape of our earth to be a perfect sphere then the radius at any direction will be equal forever. However, our earth is not a perfect sphere. It is flattened at the top and the bottom, at the north pole and at the south pole. And it is elongated to the eastern and western. Eastern the western this is not this is south, this is east, west. The north ka south ka flattened over. That means our radius will be decreased and elongated in the east-west direction. Our RE will be greater than RP. Therefore, our acceleration due to gravity is related as G divided by R and greater the value of the radius in the our acceleration due to gravity will be the least or will be the minimum. Okay, inverse proportional capital G is constant, mass of our planet cannot be changed to where they go. Our G is inversely proportional to radius square. That means we have a greater radius on the equatorial plane. The greater radius acceleration due to gravity will be minimum. Okay, acceleration due to gravity is a minimum already. And at the north pole or at the south pole, our RE or our RP is smallest or it will have the greatest value. So the acceleration due to gravity at the polar region will be more than that of the equatorial region. Yadra, as RT geography study in your lower class high school see equator ko unatra vertical sina kai kawani pole ko kinatro north pole south pole ko north pole ka south pole ga di pole da di your acceleration due to gravity will be maximum and minimum at the equatorial plane. So what is the physical interpretation the kai hoigani when you measure your weight nang weight ko measure to matam da di at the equator da di you will have only 19 Newton example but at equator you will be your weight will be increased to 100 Newton. You will become heavier. So carrying any object in the polar region will be very difficult as compared to equatorial plane. Equator nan carry to se live heavy feel to why G value is decreased G will be G will have the smallest value over the weight to weight to minimum or weight minimum without any much effort. Effort you will have the greatest value of G. Your weight will be maximum weight will require more energy. Okay, now let us come to our last variation. That means acceleration due to gravity will be changed or will be affected by the rotation of our earth. Earth की rotation से ना जो acceleration due to gravity से effect हुई. याद है को? Number one था, what is the general expression for the rotation of our earth? We consider our earth is rotating with an angular velocity omega. Omega तो हमारा rotate हुए. सी फेन से rotate हुई ना? What do you mean by omega? Omega से क्या हुई? This is known as angular velocity को गुना तो. And in simpler language, how much of angle is being rotated in 1 second? 1 second the angle can rotate, so that will be known as angular velocity. Mathematically, it can be represented by theta by t, angular displacement divided by time. Okay, there is simple analogy. We have analogy. This is our India analogy. India से with respect to our Canada लोग दिन से with respect to the core in max and angle lambda हम max तो रेखल से बा then कई उधर है rotation से क्या है तो maximum वही रहता है हाइब्रिड for instance है you consider football हम consider तो रहे बा rotation will be maximum क्या है feel तो करें at this position of the football you will feel the maximum speed of rotation. Simple हो ना तो ना फुटबॉल में पायरा फाइट उन मोबा क्या है ना मैक्सिमम होना रोटेट तो गए फिल तो जैसे इक्वेटोरियल रीजन का फिल तो गए तो रोटो अदुगा ना किसी की सी ना लॉजिकली तक खलो को सी फुटबॉल हमने रहता सी फुटबॉल से ना फाइट रोटेट तो बिना ट्रा ना खेल तो सी कमो फाइट उन भी आप ना रोनाल्डो फाइट तो ड्रॉ कुदुम भी तो फाइट रोटेट तो अनरा rotate तो मतलब खुदों भी से उम्रा मागी index finger रो rotate तो उम्रा तब only the football is rotating while his index finger is at rest तो लेबरा understand तो कोई है जिसे अदु इतारा दी कई तो नहीं at नंगी polar region तो दी at the top ना तो at the bottom तो दी your rotation is almost negligible. Okay अदु को कोई ना उंगो इन उब से कोई को है तो को बटन बस दी फिल पाक तो देबा मैं आई द सेंटर्स तो इन फिल तो उरा इक्वेटोरियल तो इन फिल तो विको अदु ना नी कोई ना खंदी से कमाई खम बता रहे और रोटेशन जे will be minimum at this कनाडा बा नॉर्थ पोल का साउथ पोल का कोई नहीं. However नंगी मागी इफेक्ट से तंग से चेक तो उसी यार में G will be equal to acceleration due to gravity will be affected by the rotation and the change in the value of G will be related by this formula relate where G is the acceleration due to gravity on the surface, omega is the omega is the value of the arc's rotation, arc rotate to be angular velocity arc this is the radius and what is cos square lambda means it is the angle subtended by that particular location, that particular place. With respect to our core the same angles in lambda, this is lambda, this is lambda, here now equator decay lani sa equator with this plane with the award lambda will be reduced to 0. Lambda will reduce to 0 lakh the award equator what is the acceleration due to gravity? Acceleration due to gravity will be changed by a factor omega square r in your equatorial plane. Equatorial plane that is g minus omega square r. Understand that? Pole that is what is the angle here? Lambda will become 90 bro. Cos square 90 will be equal to 0 0. This is exactly g manare. Acceleration due to gravity at the pole will be maximum and it will be minimum at the equatorial plane. So, we obtain the understood the wungami basena clear or eco concept here. Very simple. At the equator, it will be g minus omega square r. Finish. But g and the poles g. Now let me ask one question again. Florence, suddenly art suddenly stop my rotation suddenly stop what will be the consequence if our art suddenly stop rotation? Very well. My consequence tsunami lakani ya ya mana ai possibility asi ya tsunami lakani simple way na yan nang iyo rotation stop to kita disike yorani this omega will become zero na tro omega 0 itar dike yubitare our acceleration due to gravity will be maximum odina tro it will be very hard for us to do anything nang sakko matam zo koida na buang ni gravity ni am effect ho iko mio bagi physiology ho gena plant ki physiology ho gena natraga any koi is artillery set is directly or indirectly affected by gravity na jam effect hoye ya ko adu gravity na effect hogani na your stop ta utara di if the rotation stops then omega will be 0 omega 0 tata di our acceleration due to gravity will be maximum or na carrying any object will be become very difficult hogani g value increase ta di weight increases to dina tro weight increase to na difficult hogani koina jump to ngam se in our normal condition da you can jump up to 7 feet na height chong me kala jeba now you will jump only 3 or 4 feet jump to ngani kari no due to the increase in your acceleration due to gravity yadra now mathang nang lies na question je reverse la ke ba if our rotation of earth increases but we rotate we could feel the do we feel the rotation of our earth feel the ko adu magi speed se increase to re khala jeba adu itari what will be the consequence if the rotation of our earth increases to a great amount increase to re khala changes la omega increase to ta si ho omega increase to ta g will be decrease g je decrease to ro g decrease to re adu itari you can jump 15 meter 17 meter jump to gung maneba and there will be one particular point amalakani see 0 ta hui condition amla equal g minus omega square r equal to 0 so kya ta ba g divided by r omega je c की स्पीड से ung बता रहा है no कोई लोग मत से पायलट सट करनी we will be flying to we all will be flying to the space कोई लोग space से पायलट नहीं मरम दी कहीं no c की आठ से कम do you understand this concept here if the rotation of our earth is exactly equal to this value c value से the बता रहा है कि तो we all will be leaving our planet earth because there will be no gravity हम तले रहे बा gravity हम लेते हैं या थर्टी के नसे here this expression जे 0 को माना भाई ताकि नंग तनाव गनी our effective acceleration due to gravity becomes 0 को माना करे को 0 को माना रबनी ना मागी if the rotation of our earth increases up to this speed of ताकि we all will be flying off from the surface of the earth when space तो लोग पायलट सब करने या इको simple logic को ना इन meaning is if suddenly stop हो रहा ना वो कैसे होता है acceleration due to gravity increases and we may find difficulty in carrying object number one consequence aduga speed increase to taragana we may fly off to the space the pipe pi when the rotatory speed becomes this c ko manatar yarni yareko now let us do the remaining question kananga khara hochu do aduga remaining question khare yengasi question number 14 sida mana pd se kamai pide question number 14 now the gravitation on the moon is 1/6 of that on the earth aduga mana pd is when the balloon filled with hydrogen is released on the moon then magi kano je kya tadagi putosin balloon je khani ko balloon je khona thalo ki matam da magi nature je kamai to we khoina like this gas se karam gas hoy helium or hydrogen or hydrogen hoy ko hydrogen je like this hoy ko adi nang asida nang mana piris ni kay pire hydrogen je like this oibanina we have a general rule number 8 the gases heavier gases it is most likely to find near the surface of the earth kogi earth le reko se earth ki mathakta kogi envelope of air legani this will be han mana kai kawani this is your troposphere ko gunatra second layer will be stratosphere and the third layer will be anagi kai kawani stratosphere ionosphere am libra next exosphere am lidana jata ko understood to me your heavier gases just like carbon dioxide water vapor methane ice methane like NH3 ammonia gas na methane no problem because CH cannot co यार खंग को ये heavier हो ना near the surface of the earth lighter हो ना अब प्रेशर तो that is why नंगी balloon filled with hydrogen it rise above the surface of the earth जानता है अगर कोई chemistry you all are very familiar with the chemistry concept familiar हो ना then we ask one question balloon sinana when it reach up to 18 kilometer or when it go past beyond 25 kilometer then what will be the condition of that balloon filled with hydrogen balloon no maze adum magi originality no maintain tawgadra natraga kaigadra kai bai di brush type ni ko maze brush tawgadra natraga adum balloon ke bai mo dum leigadra Lawrence inte hange kai se Ares kai se balloon se kai drama kasi na khambra kai duman bra balloon se kai dum ko kai no kai se balloon namna kai se karam matam kai roi we will discuss this in your excess pressure discuss the one in your kind of the mechanics of solid liquid and gas see inside the filter of gas they will produce an external pressure produce the one and that external pressure will be known as internal pressure ko ko see internal pressure jiga atmospheric pressure jiga mabani se karane hona chawraba if they are equal or betarati mass maintain to galai ngone gaiko ai ai control when this atmospheric pressure and your internal pressure is equal or betarati this balloon can have its however nangi see now when it comes to your stratosphere the laku matab nadi ke darani there will be no air amta letata there will be less pressure mo draw pressure will be decreased pressure decreased to reko adu itaradi kamai ontare when you are free to go out itadi you will try to go out or you will try to go out from your home locality the chathogo chalo ro mabani sidi far ga thammi ne ba atmospheric pressure sina maje hajal laga thammi ne ba smaina hajal la thamba se ke dawi dangi noi parents na emta yin bitre khala se ba you are free to move hai taragadi edorani all the gases from the inside will tends to come out maje tholong na bana ne ba tholong na bana ta kai ga kar itra kai bam tu ko understand to ngami yai ko and very simple way na balloon se air balloon se when they are when there is some certain height they will explode to sky and air kya kara arki surface the sky de na arki surface to the sky hoy adu ka pedani when it reach some height kara particular height to it will explode now let us come to our question the last this is the extra knowledge see extra knowledge niko this is not relevant to our question ke relevant hoge now when I see the harami number 1 the question number 14 the number A the G rise with acceleration less than g by 6 most probable answer to kya hoye ni saman question number 14 the field is gravitation on our on the surface of the moon se kya no se gravitation on the surface of the moon the moon will be equal to kya mane this is 3/6 ka mane hai. Understand the meaning? Simple meaning of our first statement is that gravitation on the moon is is 1/6 that on the surface of the earth. That means your gravitational acceleration due to gravity on the moon will be equal to 1/6 of acceleration due to gravity on the surface of our earth. Understand the right? Yare adu yakta hai rose moon ki mang atmosphere lebra like the atmosphere like that will there be any rise or fall? I know sai hai you mana rise to me se kai no lighter we ni hai da bro RSI is bro then helium se kai no helium natraga hydrogen since they are lighter gases more lighter gases or they tends to move upward and heavier na descend over. Lighter gases will ascend and heavier gases will descend. Makada heavy oibna makada lighter oibna mathata sapra chali. It is due to the presence of our atmosphere. Helium na mana chali bise. Helium, the balloon filled with helium rise above the above the surface. It is due to the presence of atmosphere. Already atmosphere present to unina ne rise to unina. However, on the surface of the moon surface of moon is there any atmosphere? Like idana si moon nindra se moon di kadena na si helium hoita due to gravity it will fall down with an acceleration equal to kya hogi g/6 का fall down हो गया. क्या अंदर बा? It will be just considered as any object falling to the surface of moon. Okay, do you understand? I see basic difference bro. Due to the presence of our atmosphere present on the surface of the earth, natraga earth has atmosphere we have a specific rule. Heavier gases will be descending towards the surface and lighter gases will be ascending upward. So the balloon filled with hydrogen will rise. Hydrogen is the lightest gas, it will rise upward. Thangani, yaiko, adugini balloon filled with hydrogen there. When the final set seat of Mutan Maze, whenever you are Nana Karima, create a woman and the wish the woman and the balloon, Hadoga, create a wish the go. Yadara, Masaka, that is due to the presence of your atmosphere. However, on the surface of the moon, we do not have any atmosphere. Atmosphere se amta like atmosphere like the whether it is whether it is hydrogen gas, whether it is filled with hydrogen, oxygen, or whether it is filled with your methane, वगैरह ammonia वगैरह, it doesn't matter. हमें कोई है से they will fall down as an object amagita fall down with what acceleration? With an acceleration equal to g/6, which is already given in your question. Okay, याद यारे आंसर क्या तारंगी ऑप्शन नंबर 4. Next, question number 19. You try yourself. नहीं तो जरो है नहीं. Question number 20 तो तुम पारी हो, है इधर हो. Can you calculate your question number 20 by yourself? है नहीं. Same process. I cannot tell you. Look over here. Acceleration due to gravity से कमाई हुआ है. This can be written as G capital M divided by R square in Ivabra. In terms of density, the expression will be G capital R square into volume D 4/3 pi R cube into this is density. Can we have this formula? Mass can be expressed as combined expressed the way volume into density hai and volume of a sphere will be 4/3 pi R cube. We express like this. So after cancellation, we will be having 4/3 pi G into this is R. So acceleration due to gravity, when expressed in terms of your density, it will be a constant 4 by 3 pi g multiplied with radius of the earth along with density. Question है कोई पारो? Imagine a new planet having the same density as that of our planet Earth, then but it is 3 times bigger than the Earth in size. What will be the acceleration due to gravity on the surface of that newly formed planet? If G is considered to be the if G is considered to be the acceleration due to gravity on the surface of our Earth, on the surface of the Earth, G aduga G diasna acceleration due to gravity on that planet to itaradi. Now you find out the value of G dias to go, provided that the radius is 3 times that of our Earth. So we know that acceleration due to gravity is directly proportional to R. R is directly proportional. What about density? Density is already given to be similar. Or G will be equal to 3G. Finish. यानी देखो हाइबदी सिदा लेरिसे स्वाइनी इदि नत्रो कैंसिल आउट तो उनगरोबा G 8G yes will be equal to 4 by 3 pi G into this is our R density rho. Mathang the G gas on the planet 4 by 3 pi G into my radius 3 R unlock rho into density rho. यार अदरस है यार एको आरएस खंगनी नेक्स्ट टाइम ये लसी anyway. Now, question number 22. Question number 21, देखो we have already done, and question number 18 दुगे answer तो क्या था नहीं? Question number 18 दीदी we have this one. Our G will be equal to G into rotation will be equal to 0, and on equatorial plane it will be G minus omega square R is equal to 0. This is for your question number 18, and your omega will be equal to root over G by R. You put the value and you calculate this. With what speed of our Earth rotation, we all will be flying up to the space. कोई लोग को क्या space का पाइप इधर भी है. सिद्धांत हरी जो question में पारे में question में I think the imaginary angular velocity of the Earth for which the effective acceleration due to gravity at the equator shall be 0. What is the expression for our acceleration due to gravity at the equator? It will be G minus omega square R, and this must be equal to 0. 0 you put the value. See, after simplification, our omega will be root over G divided by R. You put the value of G as 9.8. You put the value of G. RC क्या माने 6400 किलोमीटर मतलब नत्रो. You find this, you convert this as Tersimu ya kha standard on biro g की value जे this is 10 ama hapiro and you calculate this you will get your answer on khonjaran okay now question number kano da mu hola si question number 22 you try yourself na hayini ne khale answer to 1 tabni ko answer will be 1 kana mo formula pandino sile so kada yose you have to apply this formula g will be equal to kana gamana masa in terms of radius and density your acceleration due to gravity is directly dependent upon radius and density libra mana pyramid ke pyramid r1 by r2 is given as 1:3 2:3 in libra rho 1 by rho 2 is kya pira this is 3/2 cancellation to rho you will get 1 answer will be 1 next question number 23 question number 23 is kya pira if we suppose if r is supposed to be square of radius r if g30 is the acceleration due to gravity at a latitude of 30 degree Smiley Viabra can we put the value like this Sianico said Magi, what is the general expression for acceleration due to gravity by considering the effect of rotation? Rotation की effect को कोई consider करता है g will be decreased by g minus omega square r into cos square lambda where lambda is the latitude. Okay, latitude होती ना ट्रा latitude तो हापी रो cos square थी. Now मान हम कर यहाँ रे at the equator ready क्या हुआ है g0 होती ना ट्रा g0 at the equator होती ना ट्रो सीधा this is equator ready our lambda is equal to 0 निसी को पाउस है देवा lambda is equal to 0 at the equator we will be having g Finding irrigation G equator से क्या नहीं pyramid very simple हो ना ये don't try to complicate the calculation to complicate तब लोग होना रू सिर्फ ना pyramid is according to the question our acceleration due to gravity at the equator is given to be G ने ना पिरो and G at the equator ले भी G ने पिरे finding irrigation में आलम में उसे this is G equal to G minus यार ये सिंपल हो जाना है सी इक्वेटर की जी ले रहे सी we don't have to calculate this इक्वेटर की calculate तो कोई होता है देखो it is already given direct value is given so we have to calculate सी आना तो calculate तो किसी let us calculate this g minus मतलब ये क्या आता है your omega square this is r minus what is the value of cos square 30 की value क्या आता है cos 30 will be equal to this is root over 3/2 and if we have to take the square option बता रहा थी this is 3/4 we have to put this as 3/4 बता रहा याद रहा यानी को we will be having this is g minus omega square omega square r, or simply 3 by 4 omega square r. Similarly, now half is one transfer to 3 by 4 omega square r is equal to g minus g30. That is being our answer is 3 by 4 omega square r. यार इतना मान इक्वेटर द लेब जी ने पिरम बनत्रो अदुदी क्वेश्चन द सिंपल होइना you have to find out the value of g minus g30. That's all. Question number 24, we have already done this one. 24 is the correct. 25, you do it by yourself. Nasara to zero si hayani. Answer to rule number 2 arta dikha. I hope male. I think I have already done this one. The game. Twenty-five. चलो सीधा g की वैल्यू से क्या फिर है what is the value of g? The value of g becomes g by 9 नंबर फिर क्या करो g by 9 g by this is 9. Your decrease in the acceleration due to gravity due to height will be g by 9 at some certain height h, and g can be written as g r square because g is equal to g capital M r square. Ay tôi làm với Malik. H is equal to 2r tara. 2r tara है तो 2 तारा में ay कहो कि मिसाल 2r tara है सर. है नहीं को. Question number 26 last one sim tang hai di last ID C की topic C की होना. Suti thao mo hai to last aane ka what is the weight of this 5 kg? 5 kg weight से क्या होगी नी? It will be 5 into acceleration due to gravity हम ताकरा तारणी. अगर the next we will be putting the value as 5 into 10 equal to 50 Newton है ना लाकरा लाए. Here, if the mass is multiplied with acceleration due to gravity, this is not gram. Some student, some sakakre dine hangiye ba. Sir, jije gram hai na to 5 gram hai galak piya hoye ba. Adi fully gale. Kya देखो? This is weight hai ताकि acceleration due to gravity. This is not gram, okay? Adi if any given mass is multiplied with acceleration due to gravity, this can be expressed in terms of exact value as 50. 50 is the direct express or this can be also be read as 5 kg weight and height is here. Kg weight said it is simply equivalent to acceleration due to gravity का माना गनी है. Understand तो बरा? Do you understand the concept of kg weight? Kg weight means it is equivalent to acceleration due to gravity g. याद रहा? हो रे इसका तो खबर नहीं को और इन कंफ्यूजन चले है बात है. नेक्स्ट हम ये आंसर से हाइब्रिड सी क्वेश्चन नंबर 26. Smile up, what is the acceleration? What's the fast or whatever? khara pass ko ji ya de ko do sida lo pai ti today mo ko inside the surface of the earth acceleration due to gravity will be decreased by this expression my next see decrease to gani hum na ka और मान higher is okay no just below the surface of the earth by how much depth by depth equal to r by force na kumda bata what would be the weight then hum bata if you do not understand the concept let us consider the weight on the surface of the earth to be mg khala seva then what will be the new weight there will be decrease in the weight inside the surface of the earth will be m into mass cannot be changed it will be g de humla kadra la oitra question tak pare what is the weight of the object just beneath the surface of the earth by how much of depth r by 4 that is the question adu natro if a body weighing 40 kg is taken inside the earth to a depth equal to 1 by 4 of the radius of the earth what will be the weight of the object at that point weight hai taraga the mass multiplied with acceleration due to gravity at that particular point and the particular point is inside the surface of the earth or arena it will be this formula so answer the g 1 minus d multa r by 4 into this is r cancel and this will be equal to 3 by 4 g tabra finish weight inside the depth equal to kaya mana base mass m into this is 3 by 4 smiley we have g depth में इरगे या तो mass की 40 kg में हापी रो into g दी क्या आता है g will be equal to मागी 3 by 4 g में ताबना तारे सी कैंसिल चलो this is 10 नंबर तारे 30 ऐसे दी 30 kg weight है नहीं we have 40 kg weight is equal to 30 kg. There will be a loss of 10 kg la. 10 kg weight lost away. Next, let us discuss your gravitational potential and potential energy. Chapter number 1 class 12 ki pada discuss ta bore electrostatics pada tambalo greko now I nang question है what do you mean by this electric field life से kind of field life से तो मैंने describe ta हुई simple हाना ताकि को नंग खंग दुख से if you know your chapter number 1 class 12 की chapter number 1 खंगा बा electrostatics खंग बता रहा you will know magnetism you will know your gravitation chapter of the line का cover तो है chapter number 1 class 12 का electrostatics खंगे को मसी के electrostatics की formula है every formula for your electrostatics है can be modified for your magnetism is applied to there or it can be applied to gravitation chapter that we have discussed that we are going to discuss now music तब दीजिए सी चम माने अहु मक्सिको दोनों formula से copy paste आता है आई दी कोई ना ahapda Newton na kana phe Newton's law of gravitation pukeba kalam sinam ke dawe pass venus filter romina manamu charge mo tho apply to yemune se am de legi se m1 m2 ilak tabra Newton's law of gravitation se kaino se my formula se this is g m1 m2 divided by r square lakra lai ko kalam sinam ke dawi jai this is q1 this is q2 only really tabra ado ita here this is force equal to g is hota 1 half is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into this is q1 q2 divided by r square si direct copy paste na to si copy paste na to m1 m2 q1 q2 yaad na ado ita chapa na formula de whatever you studied in your electrostatics it can be just replaced some constant can be replaced and q1 q2 can be replaced with mass m1 and m2 and that's all hai gatra hai dekho aduna combine in chasi no chapter number 1 se I hope you all have forgotten it no kauramani ai ni ham gya ba rs se an ham gya ba rs adu takta hai wo karina sida unko if we consider q1 and q2 separated by distance r Then what will be the expression for Coulomb's force? क्या आता है? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 divided by R square. Instead of Q2 की महत्व है, we just replace Q2 with 1 coulomb of charge. बाकी Q2 से nanti 1 coulomb उन्हें लोगे से 1 coulomb of charge तो उतार दी. What would be the force experienced by this 1 coulomb? सी कहीं तो नहीं. तो ये से सीधा से उनको force experienced by 1 coulomb sino kay kawi sino force ko unatra sino kay kawi this is ds ko daro sino ds charge hai gani sino kay hai gani source ma hai gani ba source sino charge source ki charge sino ds charge ado di the force experienced by 1 experience to buta force to kay kawi electric field e ko kanya that's all. Don't you forget everything. And remember only this. The force experienced by 1 unit charge set, it will be known as electric field at that particular point due to our source charge Q1. Q1 is the piba magi kanozo kya no hai tari. This is very simple. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into this is Q1 into this is 1. Q1, Q2 I mean Q2 is replaced by 1, 1 is not written so it is not required divided by R square tagan the force experienced by 1 coulomb of charge due to another charge which is also known as source ko that force experienced by 1 coulomb of charge will be known as electric field electric field intensity or electric field. Yare, sino hangani ko. Next ang laasi, yang kaya na difficult na logo we consider a source amalere source da magi kay lere 1 coulomb ma sithame distance r am lere kale the force will be known as kay ba electric field and electric field hoitara di this is E equal to kya mana ba 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into this is Q divided by R square. Force study it will follow 1 by R square law follow the now mathang nung lai sina ne potential hai ni ko B maming dai iramage potential hai tadi what is the requirement potential hai kana energy da lakka to ba field hai kana force da lakka to ba kogwa dekho field hai kana the force experienced by 1 coulomb that would be electric field. Okay, secondly, how much of energy is required by this 1 coulomb of charge to remain inside this field region of charge Q? Q की मनाकते लगे है that how much of energy is required? Energy क्या हम दरकार ताई? That will be known as potential. Okay, this is the tender room necklace. Minimum cost price of your tickets है 30 rupees ने necklace है बा. अदुदी one person must possess at least 30 rupees natra. That 30 rupees to मिल गई company potential को बने बा. So in order to remain at a point which is at a distance r from this source charge Q, this 1 coulomb of charge must possess an energy or a total amount of energy equal to potential. Potential ID 1 coulomb na how much of energy is required for its existence just near to source. Source के मनाकते लगे आया था क्या आता करता है that will be potential and my formula is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught क्या नाम माना नहीं charge Q divided by potential भी और अगर दी only distance का वो नहीं there will be no square ला क्या तारे understood तो रहे अधिमान असली से how much rupees is required 30 rupees is required natra now mathang da potential energy ma hai raseba nang gi theater da nang movie ing chapji wo nang nathang da alone chat pro chatte we usually go to the theater with friends natra 5 friends hoita di what will be the total money kya dakar tai 150 rupees dakar tai na adu ita di here Q2 je kya this is 5% in kala seva 5% होता है क्या हो रहा है इसे 1% की तरह क्या होता है 1% will be equal to ही का माना बता 5% की क्या लानी 5% की it will require 5 into ही का दरकार बता दबरा you understand this one other the potential energy will be equal to क्या गमानी this is q1 in hello 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught or simply oina what is the total amount or what is the total number of person q and every person will require at least 30 rupees dargar tabra ni na pe bro you put the value the 0 this is q2 into 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into this is q1 divided by r or in short term 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into this is q1 q2 divided by r finish yaradra yare anta one last one hage ko khilare gana the force experienced by one column yare potential are gana energy required by one column potential energy are gana the force sorry potential energy are gana it is the energy associated with multiple charges okay ID nang group to na 150 chapanatra one person ki kya no 30 rupees group to chalaga na how much of money is required 150 is required that 150 do it will be potential energy for one person the cost of one person to kya no rupees 30 natra that 30 rupees to it will be kana ta do no potential understood tawre sikhangani now let us apply this or let us extend this with respect to gravitation na extend natin to sa our art umlay reko si art ki mass karai le we assume that the mass of our planet art is located inside the core le kala ke bidil m le kala si it is aduga we consider 1 kg of kanata basa 1 kg of mass on the surface of the earth at a distance r in low abra yare the gravitational potential on the surface of the earth se kehta rani on the surface anta hairo se habrenge g potential ai si le banatro c mota g na replace to ne natra kana gi mass lo rani we are to replace the mass of our planet earth mm hapa yani 1 kg this is not written over in now we take it out distance can r hum nahi bana kar to gravitation on the surface of the earth will be gm divided by r simi aa to yare and minus sama half tari ino ko na minus sama half is because it is attractive in nature attractive hoita negative half is ko wa de can I say ate not yawa sign convention da simply hoina we have to add negative sign for gravitational potential finish yarani gravitational potential on the surface of the earth kya आता है capital G capital M divided by R finish adu kamu yang ngasi one with the gravitational potential at a height sige height se jadi kya lo sige nang formula adu element dine extensive one even ko sina compare oina haina bani adu ri no formula adu manadi ne khalam ni ko and then R ice adu isi kya tara this is 1 kg in thamabo 1 kg is placed at a height is above the surface of the earth so that our effective distance will be equal to r plus I sum lakra above the surface of the earth se kya tara ni this will be equal to minus g capital M divided by very simple c my value the hapiro small r ma hapiro minus g capital M divided by this is r plus I ai ga ai above the surface oragana r plus I denominator lo krishna ga khau drabo hangi debo sidale ise kaya no ko 1 kg kilo kunatra 1 kg kilo ku mahotane we consider this to be m kg of mass ne khala jeba adu the potential energy on the surface will be equal to kya tarani very simple minus g capital M small m divided by capital R adu next the c na kailani se instead of 1 kg if we consider nangi kanala or sige m kg of the mass at a height is uitaragadi our u above the surface potential energy above the surface of the earth will be equal to kya manani minus capital G M divided by your small r minus capital G M divided by this is r plus I hai gadra hai rani ko simple oina si change to bugi nangi conversion se nang tang familiar wa hello aduga yare hairani amatanga takige escape velocity that also aina tai se direct definition point of view ka takuna te ko oja khana taragadi nang tai sila alika harap ti ne ko adu why tai di nang convenience to na easiest how to remember remember in the very easiest way no adu ne tai si no ki definition da ta di ne potential is combined define the gani infinity da gina adu ko korai the work done for bringing one column of charge from infinity to that point that is not required. Shortcut understand or see the energy required for one column to exist just near to the charge q that will be potential. Aduga multiple charges ko ragana potential energy finish. One yo ragana potential, multiple yo ragana potential energy. That's all. Correct. Now let us discuss your escape velocity. Formula number 11. Potential potential doesn't depend upon the mass of the object which is to be considered. Mass depend on तब देखो potential की mass to depend on the mass of the object to be considered depend on the however potential energy the mass to be considered depend on तब याद रहा potential gravitational potential of a planet will remain fixed, however potential energy will change with respect to the mass to be considered. Potential energy mass m potential we do not have this mass m which is to be considered. See, potential it will remain fixed for that particular planet to be fixed organic. However, potential energy we have to take or we have to consider the mass m aduna potential energy will change, will vary with respect to different masses. However, potential will remain fixed for a given planet. That is the concept. Okay. Ticket moment say for one person 30 rupees equivalent or one group comes with 10%, another group comes with only 2%, another third group comes with 50%. Magi cost to different way na adu kai things. Escape velocity how to define escape velocity? Any object which is thrown vertically natraga at some angle daka the smile hungera at whatever angle the movement all the object will return back to the surface of the earth irrespective of their angle of projection. It may be either projected vertically upward, it may be projected at some angle or it may be projected horizontally. It doesn't matter. They will come to the surface of the earth eventually. It is due to the existence of your acceleration due to gravity or simply gravity na maram waraga tarai neba. Sigi throw to rekhala zeba. Vertically when throw to gera, it will come back to the surface of the earth, or at some angle to gera, it will come back to the surface of the earth. Like, however, with this velocity which is known as escape velocity Sige escape velocity na throw to rekhala zi at some angle sida throw to gera, it doesn't matter. if it is thrown with escape velocity thrown the body will never return back to the surface of the earth. It will escape from the gravity of our earth. Earth is gravitational pull beyond the sun. This object will go beyond the gravitational pull of our earth. Earth gravitational pull will be beyond the sun. Therefore, it will never return back to the surface of the earth. With what velocity the particle must be projected so that it never returns back to the surface of the earth. It will be 11.2 kilometer per second. If any body, irrespective of the mass, 1 kg, 2 kg, 3 kg, with this mass of speed, it will never return back to the surface of the earth. Okay. Now let us see the expression. Escape velocity will be written as the minus equal root over my value of the motion 2gm divided by r. See, on the surface of the earth, surface the surface we will be having this. This is root over 2g r square divided by r. Cancel over 2gr, and after calculation we will be getting 11.2 km per second. This will be our answer. Yeah, hey, understand the bro? The mass depend do the projection depend upon angle of projection depend no depend on the mass depend whether it is 5 kg mass, 10 kg mass, or 1 kg mass, or 1 gram mass, it doesn't matter. Any object or every object, every high must be projected with a speed equal to 11.2 km per second so that it may escape our gravitational pull. कोई gravitational pull से escape तो होने गया था 11.2 meter per second का project होता है. Finish. यार भी को from the surface, is it possible to have any device, any instrument or machine rocket launch PSLV polar satellite launching vehicle rocket launch ama kapat na machine na matarka tayo engine na matarka tayo adu singam mo 11.2 km per second. In 1 second it must be able to travel a distance equal to 11.2 km. कोई आर्टिकल ले है atmosphere ले हम ना air resistance na marang mola it will be heated up masagalani. With this much of speed our resistance, air resistance will be very high, and due to this air resistance the object will be object can attain ignition temperature obtain tawraga mas burn tawrani adu di angtang haro every extra oina meteorite kari kare. What is the basic difference between meteor and meteorite? Kari amana one will be reaching the surface of the earth, amana reach kabunga maroiba. Having due to the presence of our earth atmosphere na maram moraga nangi any heavily objects hai amana fall to kabunga tamda due to air resistance it will start burn tawdinatra before reaching the surface of the earth totally burnt tawdina that will be known as meteor korani ba aduga unburnt tawraga unfinished horaga if it reach to the surface of the earth that will be known as meteorite korani. Understand tawunga me yaratra yareko is simply any hiding indicate no nangi if you project any object if any object is entering to the surface, entering to the earth's atmosphere, or if any object is moving outward to the atmosphere exit to no they will experience air resistance experience tawgadra 11.2 km high tarati. This is very high speed it will produce it will produce a very high air resistance. High air resistance will produce heat produce burn the. That is why we have to project the object from some certain height ice the ima project over time. Sidadi up to 1 kilometers sidadi we will be having very dense air natro. Dense air levinina we take it out up to 50 kilometer natraga 60 kilometer bo bring out 60 kilometer bring out it may be projected atra. So escape velocity from some surface above the surface of the earth it will be equal to root over 2gm divided by small r. Root over this is 2gm divided by r plus s. Why do we need to project the object just above the surface above the surface of earth ki project in order to overcome air resistance. Air resistance to at the lower troposphere it is very high at this speed of 11.2 kilometer the object will be burned. Object project is there any need so the object must be taken up to some certain height where air become very thin. Air sigi magi density to jam thin noiba jaga amada pukhalle height is leba. What will be the escape velocity from that height? It will be this much. Hayang ang kawala siko. Yare,